Hi guys, how are you? Hello,
Hello, good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. How's everyone today?
Thanks, how are you?
Hey.
Good morning. It's muted. You are muted, Lauren.
And I'm muted.
Yeah, you are muted. It's okay.
Sorry, I was just on mute there. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, morning.
Morning.
Hi.
So, guys, I'm just going to start quickly with, I guess, a round of introductions. Okay, so today Lauren is going to be taking us through, which is strategic campaign messaging from theory to implementation within traditional marketing. Okay, so Lauren and I met, I don't know how many years ago now. It's been quite a long time.
Yeah, I think a good 10 or 11 years ago.
Yes, and I think in terms of marketing, you taught me a lot in marketing. I think I was more in the design side of things. Okay.
And you taught me a lot on the digital side. So that's
Yeah. So we paired up
worked well
well.
together.
We did. So today she's just gonna walk us through. But before she does that, she just wanted to understand how much do we know about marketing. Okay, so from all of us. Okay. Then what I'll do is I will dive into the presentation quickly, and then Lauren will take over and guide us on today's session. So I think let's just start with a round of introductions with Innocent. Let me start with you, okay?
Yeah, hi.
So you can just tell us where you're from, how much you know about marketing, okay? So Lauren understands your background a bit.
Morning.
Yeah, morning. Yeah, so I'm Innocent Kojwang. I'm from Kenya. And what I have learned a lot about marketing, I've understood well about marketing, is that always understand your target market and know what you want, what your product, what target market your product is what target market your product is going to be suitable for. Yes.
Yeah, it is the most important. You can, and especially I think if you market to too big a mass market, you can't really market to everybody. You're going to use your messaging, and sometimes the more relevant a product is to a particular person, the more likely they are to want to buy it. You know, just as opposed to random marketing, if I can say. So no, you're absolutely right.
Okay, great. Thanks, Innocent. Kamal.
Good morning, Lauren. My name is Kamukelo. I am 26 and I am from Tembisa. What I know about marketing is getting your niche, in getting them interested in what you offer, and also helping them to see the value of your product or of your services. So first you have to understand your target market and then your services or your product as well, so that you'll be able to market it.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, thank you, Kamal. Matlatsa?
The problem with data, to add on what you just said, I'm sure if they can hear me. Okay, to just add on what they've said about marketing, I think what I'm about to say is in line with what you're going to present to us today. The messaging in marketing is also important. I think Roy touched on the messaging a few weeks back. Yeah, he just touched on it, but didn't go in depth. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Matatse. So we had an interesting conversation with Lauren yesterday, and she asked me, what is the difference between sales and marketing?
Yeah.
And I also cannot explain what the difference is. Maybe you guys know what the difference is in sales and marketing. That's you think. What's the difference in sales and marketing?
Sales and marketing.
Yeah, look, I was honest. I'm busy. I know I'm teaching you about marketing. We've done a sales thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
In terms of making sure we understand that differentiator. Yeah.
It's more like there's a thin line between love and hate. So it's it's like sales and marketing. Now I'm trying to pull the files from the sales rotation.
To bring it back. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you don't have an
And
answer, it's okay.
so my kind of theory on it is that marketing is basically there to help salespeople. So everything that marketing does should make the salespeople's jobs easier. So basically, for example, the better you market your product, the more information you get out into the market. It's easier for a salesperson to then pick up the phone and phone somebody and they already know about the product, for example. And the better marketing creates credibility around your product, the easier that is also, for example, for a salesperson to then be able to sell the product without having to convince people and go through, it basically, that's how they work together. So they definitely have to work together. Actually, marketing needs to work with all the different areas in a business, even from operations to your customer care side. Yeah, it's sort of relevant everywhere. But definitely from a marketing sales perspective, it's really important. It's, yeah, one should just make the other one's job easier. That's how I think about it, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so look, I am excited to hear about today's session. Okay, we do have theory to structure, and then we have a second session on implementation workshop. So the first thing is for us to understand why messaging matters, and then I'll pass it on to Lauren, and she will dive into marketing and traditional marketing and messaging. Correct.
Yeah, we'll focus. There's so many areas of marketing that you can't really fit it into one. So today, I think we're going to focus mostly on messaging.
Correct. So as you can see on my screen, why messaging matters. So effective messaging creates lasting impact and drives action. Poor messaging leads to confusion and disengagement. And we have fixed that challenge well within SchoolCentral, where we're pushing quite a lot of messaging out there in terms of our different products. And we have to keep learning from every single engagement that we have. And it seems the more that we're doing it, the better we're becoming. That's why we can take the examples of the work that you've done this past couple of weeks, right? Kamu with your modeling, Innocent with your gaming stuff, or what's the other one? Even the messaging that was sent out to the students there last week. The messaging is becoming clearer and better within the brand. And yeah, it means that we're actually to understand how to speak to our audience. So it's the cornerstone of any successful campaign, fostering clarity and ensuring that your target audience not only understands, but also connects emotionally with your core message. Once again, I still keep coming back to our products, multiple products, modeling, gaming, courses, CompTIA, multiple products. We just have to make sure that we speak clearly to them. You will get this presentation later, but I did like this quote. The difference between the right word and the almost right word is the difference between lightning and a lightning bug.
I like it.
Should I read it again?
Yeah, please read it again.
Maybe even zoom in for you. Who can read? Kamo, maybe Kamo, read it for us. Let's hear this.
Sorry, please come again. You
Please.
were so
us-
not audible.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please read this. The
The
difference.
difference between the right word and the almost right word is the difference between lighting, is it lighting? And lighting back.
Lightning bug. Do you know what a lightning bug is?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what lightning is at least? What is lightning?
Like, I was actually know that this is a lightning, but you can't really explain that this is a lightning. Are you talking about the lightning that we normally like when I was
Yes.
straightening?
Yes.
Like
And then it strikes you. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So imagine that one striking you and this one. What will this one do?
Now, what's the lightning? There's your lightning back.
Yes. Yeah. So the messaging has to be, I think, quite clear. So, guys, let me now hand it over to Lauren. Okay. If you can try sharing the screen.
Yeah.
Stop share.
Okay. Pop on here. Sorry. There we go. Test it. There we go. Okay, Roy, can you see that?
Clear bit. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just going to start chatting just a little bit about marketing first. Like I say, I've obviously condensed information, but each slide will just give you a different idea on sort of different elements of messaging. So let me just go here. Thank you. Okay, so that was just the little conversation we had just now, the difference between marketing and sales. Marketing is exactly like you were saying, communicating value. It actually is the perfect answer between both of your answers together. Communicating value to a specific target audience. So there you go. Marketing was, like you said, the value of the product and yeah, getting it to the correct people. Identifying customer needs, developing your products, and developing your products also can, there's a nice little graph if you ever look at it called ANSOP's matrix. And if you ever have a product and you feel that it's becoming maybe a bit stagnant in the market, always have a look at that little graph. It's wonderful. It either shows you how you can improve on your particular product, or you take that product to a different market, or you can completely diversify. For example, you had what is the coffee shop, like a Starbucks or something, would open a little computer area where people could socialize. So they were bringing like socializing into coffee drinking. They're actually a coffee shop, but you can see how you can diversify a product or whatever like that. So ANSOP's matrix is a nice one to look at.
Please, can you show us?
I don't know how to show you like this, but I will we'll do it just now. And then remind me we'll have a little look. And yeah, it's got 4 different options there of how you can change your product or your market or so on. And then obviously building strong brand messaging to attract and retain loyal customers. That would also obviously bring in building customer relationships is probably one of the most important parts of marketing. Really getting to know your customers, having a relationship with them. Then if something does go wrong or whatever, at least you have some sort of credibility or connection to them. So you've got traditional marketing would be picking up the phone, chatting to your clients, where these days with digital, it's obviously different, but you still need to interact with them. So on social, that's why you've got to be efficient when it comes to answering messages, being on Facebook, interacting, or wherever you're interacting with your clients. And then market research. So market research is very important, actually going out and finding out, is it Innocent, sorry? Innocent, you were saying about your target market. That's the best way, is literally going out, finding out who's interested in your product. And if it's a kids' Fortnite game or whatever, go and chat to kids, do the research, find out exactly what they like about that product. Because the more information you have like that, when you are marketing to people, the easier your messaging will be, because you know exactly how to speak to those kids in their language, so to say, but to be able to sell the product, as opposed to going, Fortnite is a really nice product and it comes in nice packaging. It's not going to get the kids to buy the product, you know? So doing your research into who your target market is really important. Then obviously your advertising, your digital campaigns, I know you've chatted about. And then, yeah, so just to quickly show you the difference there, sales is the actual direct act of converting. So sales would be, one-on-one interactions, answering people. Somebody wants to buy something, you're giving them information or whatever. So that's just the difference. Cool. So that's.
So can I just ask a question? Because normally when we're doing sales, even when we're doing that interaction, I'm selling you a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Correct. I'm still marketing that this is the best bottle of water, even if you're buying it.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the sales people still actually have the job of marketing, basically. They're just the ones that are going to close the deal and bring the money in.
That's it.
Okay. So then.
So
Yes.
which one comes first in the process of changing the product into revenue, in the sales process and the marketing process? Which one comes first?
So marketing comes first. I suppose it depends if you've got a new business that you're starting up, for example. You can't have that new business without getting the sales going, so you need to get the sales started. But I would then say it's as important to start your marketing with a new business as much as it is, starting the sales process. And there's affordable ways to do marketing. Like I said, it's really just, I would say the most important thing is always knowing the difference. We call it a unique selling point, or a USP. So the most important thing is knowing why your product is different to somebody else's product. What makes your product better than somebody else's? And if you can really identify that your Aquel water there, why it's better, and you strongly believe that your water is better than what is mine, my Woolworths still water. But never just trust Woolworths. But it really is having a distinct difference, and it mustn't be, you don't really want to bring out a product it just makes it harder, if I can say, if your product doesn't have a distinct feature or whatever over other products. You'll just find that you are going to struggle more in the market. So something unique, it doesn't have to be completely unique, obviously, but just if it has more unique qualities, then going into your answer was sales. Once you know that, as soon as you start the sales process, like we were saying earlier, whatever it is that you're selling, it just does make the product easier to sell. So the two sort of go hand in hand, but generally, like I say, marketing and identifying all those things, building your relationships, having done your market research, and that should technically come before sales. but then you need sales to you need sales to run the business.
That's true.
So yeah, it's like, I mean, even yeah, if you were doing leaflets and handing leaflets out on the road or something, that would already help to bring in sales. So yeah, it's, I suppose they kind of work together.
Look, I like Innocent's question because
Mm.
it's a similar challenge that we faced with SchoolCentral. Because we know we needed the product.
Yeah.
Correct? We needed the building.
Yeah.
We needed to be able to sell courses to learners.
Yeah.
If we do all of that, you need to have marketing out there
Mm.
so that you can bring sales in.
100%.
So yeah.
And for example, doing the website would be part of marketing. You want to have a website before you take the product out to market. So actually, I would probably say marketing is going to come first. You want to have all the information that's easily accessible to clients. So you want to already have a nice brochure or a nice PDF that you can send out with when you're on a sales call. Can we send you some information? You want to have the information that's already professionally done and looks good to send out. Just also makes the job easier. You can always just sell if you want to, but the marketing side just makes it prettier and easier, I would say.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely. I mean, these days especially, you have to have your website and so on, I would say, in place, even if it's a basic website, just something to show that you have a bit of credibility already.
Yes. Innocent, just back to your question. Because I know you also do a bit of sales in the fish industry, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so which one came first for you?
Yeah, it was marketing, but at the time it was more like both.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Small business, you have to get out and do the sales. But like, for example, when I run a corporate gift and branding business, before I even phoned my first client, I had Roy do my logo for me, make sure I had a professional email signature, and we had a website done up. So to me, especially in that business, I had to have that sort of thing. And to be honest now, I mean, I still have a business of only 2 or 3 people, but people think that we're larger than we are because I have all that stuff in place and I've always tried to do it professionally. So to me, yeah, I like to just have all the proper marketing basics, if I can say, in place when you start. So what sort of things do you do with marketing that you find help you?
Branding, and yeah, just advertising. Branding,
Yeah.
and those are the ones that have been around in.
Good, yeah. And also I love branding, I must be honest. So the important thing with me with branding is consistency with your brand. You know, when Roy and I started working for that company 10 years ago, they had nothing. I think they had about 6 different logos. They didn't even have a database of clients. They didn't even know who their clients were. So they didn't have like any of those basics in place. We literally had to help them get a nice new logo, professionalize everything. So the letterheads and the website and everything all looked similar, had a similar look and feel, because that's really important from a professional perspective.
So marketing does come first.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
So Lauren was there before me, and I'm assuming they spoke to you, and you said you need the designs.
That's right, yeah.
So, yes.
I was so glad when they hired Roy. Roy is very good on the design side at making everything look professional and neat. I love that.
Okay, cool. Come on, anything from you?
I'm following and I'm good.
Okay. I couldn't hear you there, sorry.
Yes. I was
Are you good
saying that
there?
I was still, yes, I'm good. I'm still following.
Okay, perfect. Okay, super. And I think, sorry, just to add one thing on there with regards to sales from a marketing perspective is, I'm just actually reading on the screen here where it's got guiding the customer to make a purchase decision. Also, the simpler you make a purchasing decision for a client on the sales side is really important. And I suppose marketing can help you there because you want to streamline your website, literally have a click here, get a quote on the front page of your website sort of thing. The easier it is for people to make that purchase. I mean, I'm using this in the digital world, but obviously both. The quicker, the simpler, don't have a 10-page thing. People are not going to end up buying a product just because your website might not be easy. So it doesn't mean they don't want to buy your product, but if you make things too complicated, sometimes that can actually affect your sales, even though they really wanted your product or something. So the whole purchasing process is very important as well. Oh, sorry, that's a bit of a busy slide. Okay, so just I brought in the 4 Ps because marketing should never really go without its 4 Ps. And I thought I would just show a little way of how traditional marketing versus digital has changed. So your 4 Ps, your product, price, place, and promotion, have always been the key, and that's the first starting point of your product, if I can say. So your product is obviously the features of the product, like we were chatting about earlier, your USPs, your unique selling points of that product, must be in place before you can even take that product to market. If you go out and you've got a salesperson who doesn't really know about your product and they're like, well, I think it's nicer than the other one because it's cheaper or something like that, it's not gonna sell your product for you. So everything's yes, it is the features in that of a product, but it's also, I think these days, it's the story behind the product. Like Nike's obviously great with their storytelling. Like you want to have a Nike product just because you want to be an athlete or something, So they've really got their product messaging, I can say, done very well.
Yeah. Who was a Nike fan? You?
Yeah. So there used to be focusing on features now the features in that are still crucial. In a digital world, the product needs to solve a problem or stand out in a busy kind of digital world, So product is the first one, then price. Your price used to be market-based, competitor-based, perceived value. Also pricing, I mean, you would have a big picture on a store window. Now nobody goes into the store anymore. So, and I think the biggest thing with price, with online, it's so easy now to do a price comparison. I mean, within 5 minutes, you're going to check Takealot, you're going to check Macro or whatever it might be. So it's not as much as if you were already in Woolworths or Truworths or something and you went to go and buy a top, you weren't going to go and walk around the shop to 40 stores to see if you've got the same top, and you would walk in the shop and you'd buy it. So so pricing has sort of changed there, but now, I mean, you can see it's critical, but transparency is huge. And actually, I'll give you an example. My little boy loves Lego. He's 15, he's not that little, but he loves his Lego. And for Christmas, he will send on our little family group, Granny and Mom, just letting you know that there's a special on this Lego. So if you want to buy this for me for Christmas, the special only lasts for like the next month. He literally gives us a list of the codes of the Lego that he wants to buy. That's like, and he's been doing that since he was about 12. So online is very different. I mean, before we would have walked in the Lego shop, bought it, and not really like worried about it. So your online reviews are very important with regards to pricing, price comparison. And if an online review is fantastic, like remember that price doesn't always have to be the cheapest. I will definitely go through Takealot and go, okay, there's 5 different pots I want to buy. This one everybody says is the most reliable, and somebody says that one isn't. You're definitely going to go for the higher price one because of the credibility of it. Place. So like I say, before you used to have catalogs or whatever that were handed out at stores, or you'd go to events, or you'd have promotions, those little Vanish or Omo promotions or whatever in store. Where now you've got such a variety. You've got your websites. So your place now is actually online. So websites, how efficient, we were saying just now, how efficient the purchasing option is on your website is important. E-commerce, but then at the same time, your physical places where you can buy stuff also is still important at the moment. So there you go. Clicks offering both an online and in-store shopping, blends convenience with trust. Okay, there you go. So place in the traditional sense of marketing, though, was always important. We've got a a young guy who's just opened a little bakery, one of the guys we run with, and it's his first business, and he's just opened it, but he didn't choose the right place. So he's somewhere where, and he does scones. I mean, they make everything. It's great. His price is fantastic. So price is good. His products are good, but the place is not right. So you've got to make sure that all four of these are correct when you starting a business. Yeah. So for example, he's in the wrong place. There were no businesses around. There were no people walking past the shop. So shame, they nearly went under. And then we did this little 4 Ps thing, and I asked him a few questions, and they've actually just relocated, I think, into town or something. And now he's doing phenomenally well. So your place is very important. And then lastly, promotion. So previously with traditional marketing, visual radio ads, flyers, TV ads, billboards, whatever. Now influencers, on Instagram, if some famous girl is selling makeup, whatever, she's a huge promotion, actually without even maybe, what's the word, purposely promoting, yeah, they know what influencers are. But your social ads, emails, all those sort of things need to be, sorry, I just wanted to say creatively used. I'm going to show you 2 examples just now of little ads. They're more traditional, but creatively, and you are in a very busy world with the digital space, so they have to stand out. They have to be clever, effective, creative. The more you can do that, the more chance you've got of selling online. There you go. There's a little checker 6061. I think they're just showing us there how the 2 work together. So as much as you've got checker 6060 online, that'll pop up on your phone, whatever, during an ad or during an article or something. They're promoting online, but at the same time, they still need real life traditional marketing. So the 2 always have to work together. Your little delivery scooters are then all branded, so you've now got visibility there, and you've got the recall. Constantly, their checkers branding is just very consistent, isn't it? But yeah, so that would be an example of online versus traditional, but never forget traditional marketing, I say. Do you have any questions on that stuff?
Yeah. But with the information, with the level of information that you know about SchoolCentral, do you think we tick all the piece things? The products, the price, the place, and promotion. Do you think we tick all of those pieces?
I think you do. Like I said, I haven't gone deep into the marketing of your business, but I think place-wise, you're very central. I think Randburg's great. You've got everyone from Northcliffe, from the West Rand side. You're pretty close to the highway here. So I think so. And you've also, with your place, you've also got online, don't you?
Yeah.
So that actually would count as well now for you, accessible, if I can say. Yeah. And then price-wise, yeah, the only one I'm not sure what your prices are, but
You can dive into that. Camo. Where is Camo? You can use a product, for example. Camo loves the mathematics product.
okay.
Loves it.
Is that the one you showed me with the?
Yes. I don't know if she's there. Is she there? She's not there. Okay. But in terms
Come back.
she could have talked to us about that product specifically. So that, because you understand that product, we based it off what you call this, our competitors. That's more rough.
Oh, yes.
Right? To look at what they are charging, and so the offering that they have,
Mhm.
and then priced it accordingly on a monthly basis. So if you look at the pricing of modern maths, we price it at 800. I don't know if it's
Monthly.
monthly, yeah. It is competitive because we know Kumon and Tip, they're at 900 and up.
Yeah, and also, my son's doing extra accounts for matric, and each session is 450 Rand. I know, and and sometimes she wants to do like 2 in a week when it's coming up to exams and that. So basically, what you've got there with that product is, and you basically got a lecturer because it describes it properly. It's giving him the examples. That's all he's really doing in there. She's giving him an example. She's talking him through it, but still, you've got the memos and everything in that, eh?
Correct. Okay, so
Yeah.
our pricing
So I
is
would
not
definitely
bad.
say I think that's very good because it's definitely more affordable than having a
Full-time,
Yeah.
full-time tutor.
extra lessons, but it's still giving you the same benefit. No, I think that's good pricing.
Thank you. Okay. Promotion wise, are we doing good? Are we doing good? This one. I am innocent.
Promotion, I don't really can't say much about promotion. We are giving the
We are getting there. We need to be chapter 66.
yeah. What do you think?
I
Yeah.
think they spend a lot.
That's
That's tricky. But as long as you've got, like I say, professional brochures and that, I mean, even when I phone my clients, as long as I have something to send them, I definitely have a better chance of sending them a gift catalog of gifts they can choose, as opposed to just chatting to them and going, we have really nice gifts or whatever, or, you know. So I always try to send them like a nice little catalog or something. And so even that's important enough to the people you're chatting to. It is difficult, it is expensive to advertise on big billboards and stuff to other people, but as long as your stuff is professional, I think that's the most important also. And social media is free, so
Very true.
not free, but
Yeah.
easier to get out than doing like a radio ad or something for 100,000 rand.
Oh, no, that's very true. And if you know how to put that messaging correctly,
Mm.
you actually don't have to spend too much on it.
Yeah. That's it. Up your Facebook likes and your followers or whatever else, and then you almost are looking at it for free.
That's true. Okay, thank you.
It's innocent there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Ah, good.
Good. Okay. I hope you don't have any questions. Miss.
No, I don't.
You just have, so I'm gonna go. This was just the same sort of thing. I'll send this to you guys anyway. But trust, emotional loyalty, interaction, those sort of engagement. You know, it's the difference. Messaging versus branding versus content. So the difference between the three, because actually they are a little bit confusing sometimes, and I think people do. This is actually a nice way of putting it, because sometimes it's difficult to explain. So branding is obviously your identity of your product, identity of your business and your product. How people feel when they think of your brand. Like, I'm just going to use Nike as an example, but people do have that sort of aspiration. They want to own the product. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like just want to go out and be fit and athletic or whatever else. But they always do have great stories of, somebody who has come from an underprivileged background and they've done something incredible. So they have quite emotional narrative, I think, to their content. So that's all about, your brand is more than just what it looks like. It is how people feel about it. I go for just credibility in my brand. I want people to know that every time they deal with us, even the service is going to be good. They like our brand. We're friendly company. That sort of thing. So, it can even be as simple as that, really. But then I suppose, you can also, your brand messaging could be something like Nando's, which is always fun and funny. And it's, they're clever, they're smart at advertising. They're like, so, but sorry, that's sort of mixing the brand and messaging. Messaging is what you say, the words you carry, the words that carry your intent. So, we'll go more into messaging now, but
Just do it.
just do it. And there's so much more behind the just do it. It's like, it's not even just those couple of words. It's really getting people up and active just through those words. And then the content is obviously where you're putting your ads out, videos, emails, social, whatever. So that's just to give just a little outline of the three different options. Okay, so consumer behavior, as much as customer relationships and that in marketing, consumer behavior is actually almost a psychology to marketing, if you can say that. If you really do go ahead and do your honors and that in marketing, there is quite a large part of it is around psychology and so on, into people, why they buy. Generally, people then you do just get your, I'm buying because it's a loaf of bread and it's easy and I'm buying it. But a lot of it has to do with the, let me say this. The first one is convenience, which I'm going to show you on the next slide. Convenience is a huge reason. Checker 6060 is a great example. Uber, great example. Those businesses are massive literally because they're just making people's lives easier. You're also solving a problem for them. I want to go out and party. How do I get home safely? Uber is a solution. I am freezing cold. I don't feel like leaving my house. I have to get cat food. 15 minutes later, your cat food arrives. So convenience is great. But the other part on an emotional aspect is also aspiration. So there's a reason why Rolex and all of those brands are massive and why they can literally charge whatever the price they want. And buying a Lamborghini has it because you may have wealthy friends, you want to aspire to be like them or whatever it is, you'll pay that price possibly just for the aspirational aspect and to be as cool as your friends type thing. So there's a lot of different reasons why people buy products. I shouldn't see here, some of my MacBook. Yeah, not just because it's a MacBook and because it has great specs, but creativity. When you take a MacBook into a meeting over somebody who has a big laggy laptop, it does show professionalism. And especially from the marketing perspective, I think the MacBook does make me stand out in a meeting over other clients, for example, over other people. So the key drivers behind modern purchasing, identity, self-expression is important. A team might wear Nike just for the shoes, but for the confidence that it gives him when he's around his friends. A sense of belonging. So there's also Maslow's hierarchy. I have to put these on a slide for you later. So Maslow's hierarchy is also like one of the foundations of marketing. I can't remember them exactly. It's basically you have needs which are essential. Like you have to have water and shelter and a roof over your head. Those are, that's not because you want them, it's because you have to have them. And then Maslow's hierarchy goes up. Thank you. Yeah, so you get your physiological needs, which breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing. Those are vital. Then you get safety and security, so that's health, so medical aid, employment, buying a property, your family, different social aspects. That's the second reason why people would buy. Then you just get love and belonging, so friendship, family, a sense of connection to others. You might join an app or something just because your friends are also on it and you want a sense of belonging amongst your peers. Then self-esteem. So self-esteem is more actually going to go into your luxury goods, confidence, achievement. I want to show people that I've achieved something in life, that I'm successful. So I'm going to buy myself a BMW. It's not because it's not a physiological need. I don't need that BMW, but I can get people to buy it because I know that this group of people, you know, the mid-20 guys or whatever that are working in one of the big banks, you know that those guys are all going to want to have a nice car. Actually, my husband used to work for Dimension Data, and there was a stage where all of them needed to either have Porsches or something. These were the guys that were the top sales guys. And then suddenly one bought one, then the other one bought, and they're all buying Porsches for like absolutely no reason. These guys were like 32. They probably couldn't afford them like 3 years later. But it was a thing. This one had, well, now this one also had to. Porsche actually eventually ended up giving them like a bulk discount because all these guys are buying Porsches. So that's more like a self-esteem, I need it, I want it type product. And then self-actualization, creativity, spontaneity, meaning like, yeah, I suppose there's just more inner potential. There's different reasons why people would buy that. But anyway, so there's always just a different reason. So here on this little screen, we've still got emotional comfort. There was actually an important one. We once did a little case study on Kentucky, and there's almost a method, what do they call it, laddering. So I had to ask the questions, why are you buying Kentucky? Because I'm taking it home for my family. Why are you buying the big family box? Actually, because I want to make sure that my family are all happy. Why do you want to make sure they're happy? Because it gives me a sense of purpose that actually I can provide for my family, and I want, you know, the acknowledgement from my family that they know that I can do this for them or whatever. So that's kind of laddering. You can really get deeper and deeper into why people do it. And the reason somebody's doing it is actually because it really does make them feel good and proud that they can provide for their family, for example. So, so I suppose that's maybe on the emotional comfort side. But aspiration and status, there you go, that would be buying your Porsche. And then increasingly buyers want to support brands for purpose, brands that match their values. So that would be like, I'm going with Nedbank as a bank because they support green. They have all their environmental products and whatever else. So just because of that, I'll rather go for Nedbank over Standard Bank or whatever it might be. But I think lots of brands, and that's why they're doing it, because they know that people are changing and their behavior is changing, and they love environmental responsibility and so on. So there's just a few examples. Right, let's get into, okay, that was just the same as what we're saying, aspiration and convenience and so on. And especially task-based, like apps and that online, people will pay for, if it tells me that I'm going to lose weight, I'll buy that app. If I can lose it in 30 days, absolutely, I'm on there. But booking, ordering, planning stuff, to-do lists. I love to-do lists. I've probably got more apps than I've actually get the job done, but I've got all the apps. And then aspiring is just the same as what we discussed now, having the latest tech, the latest game, not because it's cheaper, but because it's popular, whatever. People will pay for the latest game because they have to, otherwise they can't play with their mates. So they have to have it.
So this is why people buy FIFA
Exactly.
every year. That keeps coming out.
And they'll keep on bringing out new models and probably making them more expensive.
Every year.
Just now we'll have PS6 and that'll be probably 40 grand for a PS6.
I'm telling you, because you keep wondering what is the biggest difference in terms of the product and even the gaming part of it. I play FIFA a couple of times. Innocent, are you there with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so we play FIFA. I don't know what the difference is from team to. I don't know. Maybe I miss it. Maybe the players.
Also the graphics.
The graphics.
The graphics, huh? They get better.
My kid always chats about CGI. I don't really know what it is, but I seem to have lost. Can you still see my screen?
Mm.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, it's come back.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how they're clever, I suppose. I got a new Samsung, and to be perfectly honest, it is exactly the same as the 2 Samsungs ago I had.
So, why
Maybe slightly better camera, but only slightly. So let's have a quiz.
I don't know if it's for performance or for what, but I will keep upgrading phones every year.
I know, it's pointless. But they're clever. They know how to do good advertising and good messaging.
Yeah, but you see the way the pricing on the phone drops as soon as a new one comes in.
Oh, no, exactly.
Just happens.
And I'm still convinced at about 18 months that your software upgrade actually makes your phone worse. Because literally at 18 months, I'm suddenly like, oh, my camera's not working. I better start thinking about getting a new phone. The camera was working fine a month ago. I'm sure, I'm convinced that they did it on purpose to make you buy a new phone. But okay, so this was just a campaign brief, just sort of an example. Like you were saying, you need to know who the target audience is for the post. What is the key goal of what you're doing? If it's promoting a new feature, announcing a new partnership, or whatever it might be, if you don't have a clear message and a clear purpose for any campaign you're doing or advertising or anything, if it seems random to you, it's actually going to seem random for the people who are seeing it. So remember that it must always be, rather it's absolutely specific on one tiny feature of your product. That's a new thing, like you bringing out new fish.
A new fish product, yes.
Absolutely,
Right.
but make it absolutely specific, and the more specific it is, you'll see. You'll suddenly just find a clear message of exactly how to promote that product, and people will pick up on the messages as clearly as you're putting it out there type thing. Okay, so these were just there's going into messaging now. That's the emotional messaging strategy.
Come on. So why is it that you love Nike so much again?
Because of the quality and the variety of colors as well.
I agree with you. Colors are very important, no matter what anyone says. When I buy new running shoes, I'm like, I'll wait an extra month just so that I can get the pretty color that's coming in. And the shoe's good, obviously.
Why is it better than an Adidas or any other Puma or whatever? Why is it? Why?
Because the advertising's good. Well, that is exactly why. That's exactly what we're saying about having your unique selling point or whatever. So that obviously will bring in their product features and their advertising. But these days, it's the story behind it that is making a big difference, I think.
Is it?
Mm.
That's why you capture
Storytelling, absolutely.
it.
Hitting the emotional side, storytelling.
Okay.
It makes you think of the brand as like a friend, and you've got like an emotional connection to it. As opposed to, I actually don't really have that with Adidas or something, for example.
You don't have Adidas.
I don't have an emotional connection to it.
Yeah.
But like Nike, I can understand why she likes it because it does have a
What
story. And I feel like I want to aspire to be one of their athletes. So I'm going to buy the shoes because I believe they're going to make me run faster.
Cool. Okay.
Or be a better basketball player or whatever.
Henderson, what did you say?
No, I just wanted to ask, sometimes also peer pressure can influence.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. My friend lives in Netherlands. My friends, they moved about 2 years ago. And their son, they're fine. I mean, they're normal kind of whatever income family. But their son has made friends with these extremely rich kids. And you can see the problem they're having with him. He isn't happy unless he's got like a 1,000 rand pair of shoes and the latest brands I haven't even heard of. But this kid's actually in quite a predicament because he feels that if he doesn't have it, and he's obviously trying to make new friends in a new country or whatever, but so if there's like a new Nike or something that come out, he has to have them and they have to buy them because he literally isn't going to fit in without. So it's exactly social, yeah, peer pressure, definitely. Then we get, there's just an example of simplicity. Sometimes you don't have to have very busy ads with millions of pictures and everything else. Look at that little ad. Immediately, you know, they brought Wi-Fi to McDonald's. Obviously, this is an old ad, but and it's always a good example of not a word on there, free Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's great. And then this little one was when Chip and Chip suckers, I don't even know if you still get them, brought out a sugar-free sucker. Same thing, there's no words on there, but the little ants obviously aren't interested in the sucker because it's got no sugar in it. So it's got a nice playful tone. So we were discussing earlier also about the tone of your brand is very important. Are you a Nando's where you're quirky and cheeky? Are you a sucker where you're playful and fun? Are you, and that should always be, consistency is the key. Like you always want to keep that same consistent message. And even if it is, we are reliable, we professional, we will get the job done no matter what it takes. I will make sure that you get your order on time. So that's more of ours. I don't really have a playful tone as such. I have pretty colors in my branding, but I don't have a playful tone as much. It's we had to get the job done for you. That's sort of our thing. And you've got to be consistent with that all the time then. But anyway, so those were just my little cute ads. Okay, cool. So let me leave it on that.
So on the next one, we're just going to conduct a short poll just to understand why messaging sticks. So on the screen, you can see relevance, simplicity, emotional connection, and uniqueness. So if you can take time, we can just understand which element do you believe is the most critical for campaign success. It's difficult.
It's a difficult
A
one,
lot
actually.
of them are really good.
I know which one I'd say.
Okay. I think I'll give Kamo, if you can go first, Matlatse can go second. Ino number 3, I'll go number 4. And just please give me why you think that. They're all really good. It's difficult.
They're all important. What did it say?
Just come again. I didn't get you.
Listen.
Have you taken over the sharing?
I think I lost you for a second.
No problem. I was saying, take 2 minutes. Just look at the poll and then explain to me which one is the most critical for campaign success.
Let's
There
see
are
those.
4 elements. Can you see them on the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So just choose one and then explain to us why you think it's the most critical for campaign success. Kamo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. So please explain to us which one you have chosen and why.
I have chosen relevancy.
Okay.
So yes, I think that messaging should align with the audience and it should capture their attention as well, so that it may be easily for them to remember. Yes. And also it should be clear and simple, like the way you have taught us in the previous weeks, that messaging should be short, straightforward, and simple so that people can easily understand.
Okay.
Yes.
100%. Yeah, perfect.
Let's.
Did you notice that that actually picked 2?
I did
Yeah.
quietly, but you did a good
Yeah.
job.
She did.
Yeah. I would say uniqueness, given that people always want to invent and start selling their products. I would go for a product that is new in the market. I would want to try out something that is unique and like, given how they present it to me, I would always look for something that is unique.
Absolutely. If I can actually say something talking about combining the two. So unique and the first one there, the relevance, where it hits a pain point. Like if you know that if there's something you need and it's unique, I mean, you literally have sold that product. As soon as you hit a pain point of something where somebody's like, oh, this would really make my life a whole lot easier, whatever it is, and and you've got a unique product. I mean, those are like perfect combination. Absolutely.
Yes, I can go since Innocent wasn't there. I want to make you know.
Mhm.
Innocent, I can go, okay? I'll go, then you finish.
I can just go. It's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So me, I pick emotional connection because emotions they create memory that brings the bonding between the target market,
Yes.
the target market. Yeah. So if emotions like maybe trust is influenced, it helps in easier decision making. So that's why I pick emotions.
Okay. Well said, well said. We are on the same boat with that one. And also an emotional connection. Because once you form a bond with a brand, uh, my belief is that all the other three fall into place. You will believe that it is unique, simple, and it's relevant.
And it's solving a problem for you.
Yeah,
Solving a problem you have, should I say?
correct. So you will never leave my brand alone just because you're tied to it.
Yeah.
Emotion. That's my belief.
I think, and like medical aid's probably quite a good example of that. Like a medical aid, you have to have an emotional connection. It's like you're putting your family's lives with that brand.
Correct.
And how like some people hate Discovery and some people love Discovery. There's like a love-hate thing within it.
That's true. That's true.
And it's so there I should have a look at your relevance. I would say, I mean, it's obviously all of them are important, but does it speak directly to your audience's needs and pain points? Yes, like Discovery does everything. And I know if something happens to me, my children's education is going to be paid for or whatever, you know, and my family are not going to suffer afterwards. Or then the simplicity of their branding, I think they're probably pretty good with that. You always know exactly what their products do. I mean, just the hidden fees behind it, but but the advertising's good. And an emotional connection, like I say, you either emotionally are connected to Discovery, or you might have had a bad experience with them and then they've totally lost it and you're going to go off to Momentum or something. And their uniqueness, I mean, their vitality products and all that sort of thing, they definitely are quite unique from other brands. And they also really, I mean, I must be honest, Discovery is one of the few brands that really does have a program that gets people doing stuff. Hey? Like those park runs, the amount of people that do exercise compared to probably before Discovery started. So they actually have a working proper program that, and people love it. People want to go and do this because they're going to get their free kawaii milkshake or whatever they're going to get. But they get up on a Saturday morning and they get out and they get fit, and that benefits the medical aid because they now literally do have healthier people on their medical aid from like, so it's a very well done program. But the relevance of it is it speaks to the pain points and like it is solving a problem. If something happens to me, Discovery's got my back. I'm going to be fine, you know.
Okay.
Anyway, it was just one example maybe that takes all four of those into account.
So I'm seeing you are with relevance.
I'll come back to Discovery now, yeah.
Yeah. No, but you're with relevance.
I'm with relevance, yeah. Yeah, if you can solve a problem for somebody, they'll buy your product.
Okay.
But it must be in, yeah, all of them, I suppose, actually awful. But definitely, you got to solve a problem for someone. I think that's.
Okay, thank you. Thank you guys for taking the time and giving us that feedback. This.
Even buying a pen that writes nicely can be solving a problem, you know, if you write a lot. Like little things can then.
That's true. So there are key concepts in campaign messaging. This is the tagline and the hook.
Okay.
Go to that. Are we there? Are we on the same or?
I will this one here.
So go back. Sorry. That's for you. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Oh no, we can put this one in anyway.
Can everyone see Lauren's screen, please? Great.
This was really just, yeah, we've obviously discussed target audience quite a bit, but it was just giving examples of the big difference in how your message comes across and who you're speaking to. You know, parents, as a parent of kiddies at school, like I say, ease of use, your tone, reassuring, you want to be informative. That's what parents are looking for from you. So you want to know that a school that you're sending your kids to is really efficient and reliable. I'm just trying to think of examples, sorry, but and yeah, your message behind that, stay connected to your child's learning journey. So yeah, sort of using SchoolCentral as an example there as well. But basically chatting to parents is very different to if you were speaking to learners. Learners, you're going to talk about their future, what you can do for them, how you can. With parents, you're going to say, don't worry, we're going to make your life easier for your kids. And, you know, don't worry about them. We've got them type thing. And then also the same, speaking to donors, speaking to funders, what are they going to get out of partnering with your business? And then even the educators within your business, within your company, you're going to speak to people differently. So yeah, that was really all just the target. Yeah, tailoring your message to your audience is really, really important.
Correct. I think
It must speak to that person directly and be relevant to them.
this has helped us when we're going to events. And now at least we went to an event with Kamo on Saturday and Batatu. Kamo spoke to a parent or a teacher. Kamo, who did you speak to? A teacher?
Yes, I spoke to one of the teachers who's teaching mathematics in primary, and
Yes.
then she said she'll pass on the word to Helenas who are struggling with mathematics. And also I have engaged with one learner who is in grade 8. She said she's struggling with expressions.
Okay, so in terms of the way you speak to them, obviously your messaging was different, correct?
Yes.
So you're the same as me. I think that's such a fantastic product. I am, like we were saying earlier, I mean, even just price-wise, it's basically doing the same thing as having extra lessons in maths at a much more affordable price, because you barely get 2 lessons out of the same price as that in a month. But just the fact that people can work through it, I think it's phenomenal. I think every single school should have that product to use, or every learner, should I say.
That's true. Then, so if I can just
No,
jump in
carry on,
again
please.
with Innocent. Innocent, are you there? You don't need Innocent because he created 5 different events, all within gaming
Oh, yeah?
atmosphere, but still within that gaming atmosphere, it's all different messages in terms of the way you speak.
Oh, wow.
Innocent, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. So obviously, when you were doing your thinking for your Minecraft or Call of Duty or Helldivers, yeah,
Yeah.
you had to have different messaging towards each one of them because of your audience. Am I right? Even
Yes.
if your audience fine learners, but learners of a different age range. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
And obviously parents. I'm not if I remember correctly. And funnily enough, I think Minecraft got the biggest audience in terms of
Yeah,
people.
Yeah.
So maybe if you can also showcase that to Lauren later on, just 2 of them, and then we can critique as well. Okay.
Okay.
That would be nice.
Okay.
Thanks.
Pleasure. Okay, Shem, do you want to? Do you want to have a break? Should we get a cup of tea?
Get a cup of tea. You still have a second session.
I've actually only got 2 slides left.
So you can do that on the next session too.
Yeah, I'll take a break in that session too.
Okay, so this was just going through the message hierarchy, as they call it. I know Roy's also got a little bit more on this, so I'm just going to give the basics here, and then he'll chat a little bit about it quickly. So most important is your tagline. It's one thing having, my company is called Fresh Concepts Marketing and Promotions or whatever. Fine to have your logo and your name, but I don't actually have a tagline to my business. But then I realize I should have one. The tagline is where you're really going to tell that emotional story simplified and in as few words as possible. Like Nike, just do it, same sort of thing. L'Oreal, because you're worth it. 4 little words, but really, I mean, all their ads are all about promoting women, confidence. There's so much behind those few words that they really have built the entire brand on that for many years. It's and you do feel good, and you do know that it's a high-end product just from the words. So when you're sitting there and you're debating whether or not to buy it, you're going to go, but you're worth it. Okay, I'll buy it. So that's a really nice one. The hook, attention grabber, can either be emotional, funny, surprising, whatever. I don't actually know this one. I just got this example. What's in your wallet? Okay, no, I'm not too sure that one. Sorry. Core message, why are we buying? What are you really saying? And what is the why behind your message? Why should somebody buy your product over someone else? We help you plan better financial futures. In the case of SchoolCentral, we will help you have a more beautiful future, you know, that sort of a thing. That's what you want for yourself. So there's the aspiration aspect of that. Why do they want to choose your product over someone else? And then what should they do? So it's all very well. Now we've got our customers, they want to buy, they love our product, happy. We're still not doing any sales. So we need to tick over, and that's where your call to action would come in. What do they do now? So start your journey today with a little button, click on it, let's get started, let's get more information, and turn it into a sale. Is the call to action is actually probably the most important part on anything. Never forget that if you're sending out an ad campaign or something, it's all very nice to be pretty, but ads can also be sort of a mixture of just brand awareness about your product, and then you get lead generation or income generation side of it. So there's 2 different ones. You can have your, you know, every now and again, you just want to build your brand, but there definitely needs to be the mix of the 2. Okay, now we actually want to do business and we need to get you in here. So yeah, so that's the importance of your call to action and your message. Yeah, so that's probably, do you have any additional on
that one?
Yeah. And this, oh, that's also a busy little slide, but that's just going a little bit deeper into it. Start with elements of a strong caption, which is sort of your tagline. I have used your tagline up at the top there. People scroll fast, you want to engage with them. So you want short, clear messaging of exactly what you do. Just remember, often I'll see an advert and I read the whole thing and I go, I have no idea what these people do. Like, don't forget, because you want to put in too much or you want to make it too simple, don't do it. Put exactly, you should always be able to put it in 5 to 8 words or something of what your company does. And never forget that on every single touch point you've got, whether it's a leaflet, a PDF, brochure you're sending out, on your website, wherever. Always make sure that you found your message or your tagline, and it must be consistent everywhere, that people always know. It happens, watch now, when you see sometimes an ad or something. And so often people just completely miss it because, like I said, they're either trying to simplify it too much or it's just too busy and you've got a million things. I don't know what you do. Just tell me in 1 sentence what you do. And if you can do that with your business, a clear message, and also that message obviously going to say why you differentiated. You know, our fish is better quality and whatever, like Woolworths, for example. Yes. Everything is organically bought. It's this, it comes from the pure earth. And that's why we're more expensive. Okay, well, I will buy Woolies for that reason, you know? So, and that's all. I don't know what their little tagline is, but you can always tell from even their tagline that they're clear and they're sort of the more organic option. And so Yeah, and then the rest is really just your little hashtags. You've got your hashtags. If you're on social and you use those hashtags, make sure you always add them in. It'll also give a following. I mean, you can then follow Digital Learning ZA everywhere, and it'll almost connect all your campaigns together. So it is important to be consistent with hashtags. And your prompt engagement. The one thing that I always love about marketing is asking questions. If somebody is forced to answer a question about your product or a problem. So let's say, for example, are you struggling financially? If their answer is yes, you've already engaged with them, and they're then going to want to read more about it. Are you looking for a better future? Yes, I am. And then they're more inclined to read your information. So short little questions about your product. Are you looking for a healthy option for dinner tonight? Doesn't matter. It's a question. And if they are, you've got their attention. So questions are a good way to engage. And that's pretty much from a messaging perspective.
Well, thank you so much. Will.
So there's
I think we'll
a lot of info there.
let the guys have a short break, and then we'll come back to session 2, implementation workshop, tools and techniques.
Super.
Okay, so let's take a 10-minute break, guys.
Thanks everybody for listening through that.